Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Sarasota. My name is Kathleen Frankert, and I'm a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the center. Whether you're a first-time visitor or a regular viewer, we're so pleased that all of you could be with us today. And now I greet you with Namaste. Namaste is the Sanskrit word that means the divinity in me recognizes and greets the divinity in you. Each week we recite our declaration, which states our commitment as a spiritual center. The words from our website can now be seen on your screen. Wherever you are right now, I invite you to join your voice with mine as we read the declaration aloud. We are a spiritual center that honors all paths to God. Ours is a positive message, inspiring our possibilities and offering spiritual tools for transforming our lives and helping to make the world a better place. Here we can find peace of mind, belonging to a spiritual home, and a personal relationship with the God of our understanding. We are here to discover what we already know. And now, as we move into our time of prayer and meditation, I invite you to just settle in, fully arrive in this present moment, and take a calm, relaxing breath. Close your eyes or soften your focus as we go within. Listen and join in, if you like, to the chant, "All is well." Know that truly, no matter the circumstance or place you are, God is right there and all is well.
All is well, I can rest, I am
In the quiet and peace of this now moment, I recognize that there is one power and one presence in all of life expressing, call it universe, nature, God, by whatever name. It is that unifying, benevolent source of love, wisdom, and clarity, health and wholeness, prosperity, and everlasting peace. This power and presence created all of life from itself. And so all of life is one with it. I am one with it. And I know this is true for all hearing these words, for everyone, everywhere. This graciousness of God lifts, sustains, and nurtures its creation. It brings peace where there is discord, wholeness where there is suffering or sickness, love where there is fear, supply where there is need of any kind. Never is there a problem, circumstance, or issue too big for this infinite power and presence. Whatever it is, I know God's got this. Accepting this truth and this gift now given, I am assured that all is well. All is well. How grateful I am now to let go and let God do its perfect work for me and for each one. And so it is. Today, our spiritual director, Reverend Jaryn Wolfson, is back with us. The title of her talk is a question we may sometimes ask ourselves: where's the gift? But first, joining Bob Teesdale, we're pleased to welcome Jaryn Nelson as our guest soloist. Besides sharing her talents as a vocalist, Jaryn is a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the center. We are always blessed when these two talents join forces. Today, Jaryn is singing Gifts the Storm May Bring. Welcome, Jaryn and Bob.
My share of heartache and sorrow, moments of sadness and lonely despair. I've been down on my knees, begging life, please take this burden I bear. To run from these battles, but each time I circle to where I began, I can't seem to move on till the learning is done. So teach me the perfection storm may breathe. is growing. Yes, these clouds are lifting, they're lifting me, raise me up to the next glorious mountain. I will love each valley and peak, yeah. There will be a new me for certain at every step, every turn. My God's waiting there, my greatness it does. I embrace this pain that I feel, for I know it's birthing me into a greater way of being. I'm ready to receive all the gifts the storm may bring. Oh, there's a deeper sense within of God unfolding. My light is growing. There's peace in knowing that these clouds are they're lifting me.
Hi, everyone. So good to have you with us this morning, and thank you, Jaryn and Bob, for that timely song, The Gifts a Storm Can Bring. I hope that when you were listening to that song, you heard more than just the acknowledgement of stormy times, which we're going through now, but the best part of it is the gifts that a storm can bring. Let me read to you a couple of lines again from that song that Jaryn just sang. It said, I embrace this pain. I embrace this pain that I feel, for I know it's birthing me into a greater way of being. And so, I'm ready to receive the gifts that a storm may bring. If you're feeling a little bit skeptical about that today, and there are days when that can seem pretty remote, facing what we're facing and then thinking, what, gifts? Well, you'll appreciate then the title of my message for you today, which is, Where's the Gift? Where's the Gift? And the subtitle is hashtag blessings you must be kidding. But first, let's check in before we talk about that. How are you doing? I want you to know that you're on my mind all the time. And I look forward to this time together, and I look forward to those messages, those emails that you send, all the ways you let me know that you are indeed with us on Sunday. So keep them coming. And thank you so much to those of you who are financially supporting us as well. It's really, really important. You're part of the team that's making this all possible for us to be together in this new way. So thank you. And of course, acknowledgement and thanks to all of the frontline workers, people who are out there working every day, making it possible for us to have some semblance of normalcy these days. If you watched our video last Sunday, you noticed, you couldn't help but notice it was upside down. Yeah, that was a shock for us too. Our fabulous technician, technical expert, technical wizard, goes through everything with a fine-tooth comb before it goes live on Sunday. And he had, as usual, he had viewed the entire service from beginning to end, and everything was perfect. And then Sunday, imagine our surprise when there we were, upside down. And I just call it cyber gremlins. What else? Who knows? So, but there were some gifts inside of that little storm we had. And I'll share them with you. One of them was you. I heard more of you than I have since we started doing this. So messages, texts, emails saying, hey, did you know you were upside down? Thank you. Yes, we knew. But thanks for letting us know, because at least it was great to hear that you're out there and Great to hear from you. And of course, along with that, there were many humorous comments and observations by you on wondering how I could have this talent, this incredible talent for speaking, giving a message while standing on my head. Thanks for the jokes. There was another gift in there too, and it was a gift of letting go. If you've ever put anything out there on online in cyberspace, you know once it's gone, it's out there. You have to let it go. And that's a good life lesson too. So all in all, it was a little storm and it had some gifts inside. And of course, that's what I'm going to share with you today. We've been into this now for what, 6 weeks? 6 weeks. And counting. And one of the things I'm very happy about and blessed to be able to do is go swimming in our condo swimming pool every day with 3 of my neighbors who are very good friends. And it's such an upper. We swim, we get our exercise, we get the sunshine, and we talk, we share how we're doing, what's going on, we comment on world events, and it's just a really blessed time. So this week, as I came in from my swim one day, and I was made a little bit of lunch and sat down to have the lunch and turned on the TV for just a few moments so that I could see if there's any new information for me. And I was overwhelmed once again with the darkness, with the incredible amount of pain and suffering and impact of this pandemic. The magnitude, the loss of health and of jobs, long lines of people waiting for food, waiting for their unemployment compensation. I broke down in tears. I turned off the TV and I just had me a cry, a good cry. Well, I mean, it wasn't a good one. It was a sad cry. It was one of feeling helpless and feeling hopeless. Have you had some of those times? That's why I'm sharing that little moment with you, because I'm guessing that you may have had some of these experiences too. And yet I had an afternoon of work to do, so I did get to work and was feeling that gloom even so. And when I finished up and was going to relax for the evening, I felt it coming over me even more again. And I just burst out and I said, God, you got to help me. That wasn't a very flowery affirmative prayer, was it? But sometimes, let's face it, that's what we do. And you know what? God helped me. God helped me right at that moment. I got an email from one of our congregants who told me and the people on the list that she had sent it to that there's a new video program on YouTube to be sure and see. And it's called Some Good News, SGN. And it's 20-minute episodes. It's done by John Krasinski, the actor, and several other people as well. And it's all about the good things that are happening. So I turned it on right away. I went and watched. I thought, I need this. And during that 20 minutes, I was laughing, smiling, even teary, but in a good way. What a joyful experience. These were videos of people doing kind acts for one another, generosity all over the place. People giving away things that other people needed, and lots of funny things where people were being imaginative and creative and how they're dealing with this quarantine and social distancing. In 20 minutes, I was in a whole new place. God had indeed helped me by means of a person and by means of a change in how I was thinking. You know, during this time, we may be asking ourselves, where's God? And is God answering my prayers? Well, God is with us all the time, everywhere. It is infinite, by whatever name you want to call it, that infinite, loving, supportive lavish presence with us all the time, everywhere. And here's how God helps us and answers our prayers by means of other people and by means of a new way of seeing something, a new idea. So don't discount those things. When you say, God, you got to help me, pay attention, because just in the next few moments, there's going to be something that's going to turn the situation around in how you experience it. Someone very wise said, it isn't what happens to us that matters, it's what we do with what happens to us that makes all the difference. You know that. You know that. I know you do. But we forget, don't we? It reminds me of the story of the little boy whose dad bought him a plastic baseball and bat for his birthday, because he wanted his little boy to have the fun of, well, hitting a ball with a bat. So the little boy went out in the backyard and he was just playing and practicing, and he'd throw that ball up in the air and then he'd swing the bat and miss every single time. So his dad was watching from the window and he was getting a little concerned. So he went outside and asked his son, well, how's it going? And without missing a beat, his little boy said, oh, great, Dad. I am the best pitcher that ever lived. I'm the best pitcher that ever lived. Okay, so you get my point. It's not what happens to us. It's what we do with what happens to us that makes all the difference. So in the midst of what we're experiencing, here's a gift. The realization that we have options then. We have options on how we're going to experience this, how we're going to think about it, how we're going to see it, and what are we going to do with it. I saw this heading on a newsletter from one of our centers in another state, and it said, oh, sorry, just moved, but I'm not going to start over. It said, don't waste a perfectly good crisis. Don't waste a perfectly good crisis. Look for the gifts and opportunities. That's what that means. I'm not trivializing the suffering that people are going through at this time, not at all. But for many of us, there is that opportunity to grow, to learn, to look for the gifts. And why is that important? Why is that something that benefits us? Well, first of all, you know about the mind-body connection. You know the impact of your thoughts on your physiology. That very often when you have a very powerful thought, your body doesn't know whether you're just thinking it or actually acting on it. And so it's healthy to be looking for the gifts, to be seeing the positive opportunities. It gets the endorphins going. It lessens our stress level. It helps our immune system. It's really just a healthy vitamin that we can take by just looking for the gifts. Another benefit is that, well, when we're looking at the gifts, looking for the gifts and recognizing them in the midst of a storm, we're a lot better company for our friends. And a lot more pleasant company, I should say. And you know what else? One of my friends said, it's also a good facelift. Think about it. When you're all worried about something and in the middle of the crisis, all the wrinkles just get all scrunched up. But when we look for the gifts, kind of a facelift. And who doesn't want that? And the best part about looking for the gifts in the storm is that in the midst of this daunting, what we would call an emergency, is actually a glorious emergence that is occurring. It's not an emergency, but emergence. From the song, I know it's birthing me into a greater way of being. Well, that's what's emerging. As we respond differently to what is going on, if we remember that it's what we do with what we have that makes all the difference, we tap into things that we didn't even know we had: strength, creativity, imagination, endurance, appreciation. That is emergence. That is calling forth a greater way of being. And we don't necessarily know what our final result will be, because we're going through this day by day, taking the gifts as they come, facing the crises, facing the emergencies as we can, and doing with them the best that we can. So it's just a lot of pieces along the way. But there is something magnificent emerging, I can tell you that. It reminded me of this story about a farmer who was at a church prayer breakfast. And of all things, he was asked to do the opening prayer. He wasn't much for praying in public, but here's what he said after a long pause. Lord, I hate buttermilk. And Lord, I hate lard. And Lord, you know I don't care much for white flour. But Lord, when you mix them all together and bake them up, I do love fresh biscuits. So Lord, when things come up we don't like, when life gets hard, when we just don't understand what you're saying to us, we just need to relax and wait till you're done mixing. And probably it will be something even better than biscuits. Amen. So ask yourself, what is this critical situation that we're going through? What is it calling forth in me? What is the emergence that is occurring? Pay attention to that. I'll bet it's even better than biscuits. Ernest Holmes, the architect of our philosophy, put it this way, and so encouraging and so reassuring. He wrote, I know there is but one power in the universe, and that power is God. It manifests through all form, so it is at the very center of my being. And this intelligence within me is constantly guiding me, dealing with every situation harmoniously, and now makes clear the way before me, eliminating every seeming obstruction. I am guided into an ever-widening unfoldment of being. That is emergence. That is what is being called forth from each one of us during this storm. That is the promise. It is within each of us, the spirit within. We're not alone. There is that supporting us and inviting us to be more and more and more of what we're here to be. Fulfill more of our potential and possibility, even while it feels like we are having to take a step backward. You know, God, life, the universe never goes backward. It is always moving us forward. So that is emergence. So here's your assignment for this week. Notice one gift, just one. It can be a little one, or maybe something really significant. But when you notice it, make a big fuss over it. Celebrate it. Give thanks for it. Say, wow, this rocks. This is a gift indeed. Maybe write it down on a sticky note and post it where you can see it often. Tell a friend. Tell a lot of friends. You know, the saying goes, where attention goes, energy flows. And so you energize that gift and you maximize the experience of it. Just play with that this week. See what a difference it makes. You know, Ian Van Zandt said it this way. It makes no sense to complain about the wrapping. You just need to remember there's a gift inside. There's a gift inside. So where's the gift? It's all around you. And it's calling forth something amazing from within you, something transforming. But if you have moments along the way where you say, this is too hard, this is too difficult, I'm not enjoying it, well, then you will appreciate the closing song now that Jaryn is going to sing, accompanied by Bob. It's by Melissa Felipe, and I can so relate to this one. Kicking and screaming down the path of transformation. Enjoy, and I'll see you next Sunday.
I used to disown myself. I didn't know I was frightened. I wouldn't let myself be angry. It wasn't enlightened. Then my friend told me to really be free. Got to be embracing every part of me. So even though sometimes it feels like pulling teeth, I go kicking and screaming down the path of transformation. My higher self and my dark side giving me my information. Learning to love every part of myself, even parts I've hidden on the highest shelf. Kicking and screaming down the path of transformation. I like to think of myself as wise, full of insight so rare. I think I really go with the flow and know I will stay there. I get to thinking I can handle any old change. Then something new shows up and life gets rearranged. Suddenly I'm struggling, feeling so strange as I go kicking and screaming down the path of transformation. Oh, my higher self and my dark side giving me my information. Learning to love every part of myself, even parts I've hidden on the highest shelf. Kicking and screaming down the path of transformation. Sometimes it's a hard road, there's working to become enlightened. Can't say it always makes me rejoice, but looking at the options, it's still my choice. So I go kicking and screaming down the path of transformation. Oh yeah, my higher self and my dark side giving me my information. Yeah, learning to love every part of myself, even parts I've hidden on the highest shelf. Kicking and screaming down the path of transformation. Oh yeah, kicking and screaming down the path of transformation. Oh yeah, I'll go kicking and screaming down the path of transformation. Oh yeah.
Thanks so much, Reverend Karen, for an inspirational message. And Jaryn and Bob, what a wonderful song and way to anchor that in music. Thank you all so very much. And now it's time for our offering. We thank you for your generous financial support so that we can continue to support you in prayer, inspiration, encouragement, and opportunities for virtual community and connection. There are 3 easy ways to share your offering. On your screen, you'll see our website, where you can select the donate button, which allows you to contribute via PayPal or your credit card. Or you may mail a check to the address shown here on our website, or set up automatic contributions through your online banking. And now I invite you to take your virtual gift in your hand and place it over your heart, blessing it as you share it. And know this with me: my gift goes forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper. And the divine flow returns it to me multiplied abundantly. And now let us declare together our offering affirmation. The words are on your screen. I give thanks that I may share of my good, my love, and my support. Thank you so much. And I have just a reminder that on our website, www.cslsarasota.com, you'll find a green prayer request button. We invite you to use this to send your prayer request. We have 3 licensed spiritual practitioners, Jim Grove, Jaryn Nelson, and me, who are available to know and affirm spiritual truth with and for you in whatever challenge you may be experiencing. Here on our website, you can also sign up for our weekly email newsletter or click on our Facebook link and see posts about upcoming events. I have one reminder this week. Our spiritual living circles continue via Zoom conferencing every Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Each week, licensed spiritual practitioner Jim Grove hosts an interesting and uplifting 1-hour discussion about an article from this month's Science of Mind magazine. If you've never tried it before, don't be shy. Join us. There's no obligation to speak. You can just hang out with us to experience a midweek pick-me-up. You'll be glad you did. If you'd like to participate, email Jim and he will send you the conference Zoom invitation along with this week's discussion guide. So now, as we conclude this sacred time together, let us move forward into our day and the week ahead, affirming that we do so in health, in safety, and in perfect peace. I now invite you to listen or join in singing our closing song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Thank you for being with us.